Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. We're so happy to have you here at this webinar that's going to showcase the Warner Chappell Production Music Catalogs inside of Soundstripe. So today you'll be hearing from Travis Terrell, our co-founder and president here at Soundstripe, our VP of Music, Josh Collum, and the Warner Chappell Production Music Director of Music Creative, Dean Truitt. Before we get started, just some housekeeping. We'll have a Q&A at the end, and you can submit your questions throughout the webinar. Down at the bottom of your screen, you'll see a little question mark comment box, and it says Q&A. You can click on that, submit your questions, and we'll get to that towards the end. So, oh, and this will also be recorded and be sent out later. So you can have access to it later as well. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it off to Travis.
Thank you so much, Lauren. Thank you all for coming today. I really, I'm honored to be here and talking about music with some experts in the subject, Dean and Josh. It's going to be a great conversation, I hope. And, I just want to say a couple words before we get into the music part of the webinar, and that is if you back out, Soundstripe from the very beginning has been dedicated to really solving two major challenges in the market. And that is, number one, giving customers access to really amazing music, authentic music for their projects. And number two, making that music really, the licensing process, the discovery, the search, as simple as possible for customers. And those two things, it's actually quite challenging to solve those two problems at scale. And so I'm really proud that we as an organization spend a lot of time thinking about those two issues. So, before we get going today, I also want to caveat, because we've gotten a lot of questions about this, that, while we're really excited about this partnership, that it has not changed anything about our own music production. We still, we made about 600 or so songs in 2025. We're going to be making a ton of music in 2026 and beyond. So Soundstripe worked with some amazing artists all over the world this year, and I can't wait for you to hear some of that stuff. A lot of it has not been released yet, so it's still going to be hitting the app very, very soon. So I just wanted to caveat that. And all that being said, we looked at a ton of data this year, and we were studying the searches and trends that customers had, and we came to the conclusion that some customers that were making some serious projects and for serious clients just needed more breadth and depth. They needed more obscure genres. They needed more vocal tracks. They needed more authentic sounds from all over the world. So, more music, honestly, than we could dream of making ourselves in a short amount of time, doing it the kind of the old way we've always done it. So that's really why this partnership came to be. And so it has really been years in the making. And when it comes to adding music to the platform, we were really picky about who we decided to partner with, and that's why we ended up with Warner Chappell Production Music. And just to give you a little background, if you're not familiar, Warner Chappell Production Music is really easily one of the best production music companies in the industry. They've been around about 35 years. They're a part of Warner Music Group, Warner Chappell Production, or Warner Chappell, one of the three most important music companies in the world. So, they have studios here in Nashville, LA, offices in New York, Hamburg, Paris, Sao Paulo. So they really have a global footprint as well when it comes to this stuff. And I asked Dean earlier, they have to be making hundreds of albums at this point every year, tons of genres, which we'll get into, and lastly, they're some of the biggest Hollywood clients you could think of, and all the awards, Emmys, Tellys, Addies, Promax, I don't know, there's a ton. There's and a fun fact that I learned this year is that they had a couple songs in the film Anora, which just won Best Picture. So some really cool stuff that that I think a new kind of customer, freelancers, ad agencies, non-Hollywood types of people that making a lot of content now can have access to this level of content, which I'm super excited about. So I'm going to go to the next slide. I just want to say too, before we start talking about music, about the partnership itself. So it's really all about having multiple libraries in one platform. That's the whole idea here. So if you're interested in Warner Chappell Production music, we are selling this as an optional subscription add-on. This is purely optional. We also are making all of this music available via licensing individual song tracks if you do not need a subscription. If you just like, hey, I really need this song for this project, you can buy that song right there and then. And so that is available also. So it's purely for customers that need more music, because people are working on so many different kinds of projects out there, and need maybe a special song for a special project. So that's a little bit about the partnership itself. There's probably some details in there, but we'll leave that for now and get to more of the music, which I'm going to bring in Josh, our VP of music, that I work with a lot on the music side here at Soundstripe. And maybe we can just talk for a minute or two just about the idea of bringing more music into Soundstripe, more genres, more vocals, and kind of talk about some of the music that we're going to be listening to.
Yeah, thanks, Travis. You kind of hinted at it earlier. We didn't just randomly choose this music, right? So we listened to our customers. We looked at a ton of search data, what people were not able to find, what people were finding, but it took too long to find, what people were really loving, but they ran out of music on in our catalog. We also looked at just what was happening out there in the world, the trends that were happening that we wanted to be ahead of. So, Warner Chappell Production music catalog is hundreds of thousands of songs, and we brought in a really select, curated amount of 20,000 with the purpose of having those meet the needs that we were hearing from our customers. So, yeah, this new optional catalog that you have to dig into, it's made for you. It's been curated for you as a customer. I think that's really important. So let's listen to some of it. There's some great stuff. We have Dean here from the Warner Chappell production music team. He helped put together some music for us to listen to today. There's a few catalogs that he and we think are really important in this overall catalog that we wanted to call out. And yeah, let's listen to some music, and we'll kind of listen to a verse chorus of each song, and we'll say what we love about it and maybe why we think you might love it as well.
Awesome. When we were doing this partnership, Dean, everyone was saying, you've got to talk to Dean. Dean knows this catalog better than anyone. So happy you're here.
Thanks.
Okay. Want to listen to some music? Let's
Let's
do
do
it.
it.
Ya no hay un mañana, queda poco y nada. Quédate, te abrigo, vente, te ilumino. Con mi oro y fama, mirada refinada. Baby, sigue el ritmo, yo también te sigo. No quiero otro, yo te busco siempre más y más. No tengo límites, si te quiero siempre doy de más. Me miras, te miran, estamos en la escena. Te busco, me besas, la música te quema. Mueve, muévete, mueve, muévete así.
I
I
like
believe
it.
that means move, which is a great song, a great word for any kind of music. The 615 Platinum series, Dean, you might be able to check me on this, but when I listen to it, the thing that jumped out to me is very artist focused and it's very global. I'm just very quickly, I'm curious, uh, where did you guys find the artists? I know there's a production team and A&R team. Like, did you guys find artists from all over the world to kind of make into
Oh,
this catalog?
absolutely. Yeah, we have, um, like you said in the introduction, we have studios all over the world. Like we have a full-time studio in Brazil. So, that's why in this catalog we have um, wide ranges of Latin music, and frankly, in all these catalogs, I when we were curating this specifically, you had said several times that there's a great interest in international music,
Mm,
and that's why a lot of these choices are international, even
Sure.
if it's international in English. Um,
right.
Love it.
uh, and having said that, all of the tracks, it's a given with vocals, come with excellent instrumental versions. Uh,
Very
but
cool.
but this is just a great Latin track. Like you said, a lot of our lyrical themes, it's not that they're general, but they apply well to a wide range of uses.
Yep.
It's not because a lot of artist tracks are so specific. So these work very effectively, whether it's for a TV montage scene or a club dance scene or even an advertisement or a promo for Fox TV or something like that. So,
Right.
a
Yeah,
lot
movement is
of
always a good word, and I love a repeated chorus that just keeps
absolutely.
coming at us. Want to
Yeah.
try the next one, Travis?
Absolutely.
Então me chama, se só quer ficar, baby, me chama. Mas na cama finge, baby. Pediu pra não me apaixonar por ela, falando que é perigosa. No baile ela é a mais famosa. Morena tem algo no jeito de olhar, dançando ela é talentosa. Piquete de mina afrontosa. Falou pra mim que não quer nada sério, menti pra ela que só queria ficar, mas com essa boca eu fico sem critério. Ficou, mas ela só quer ser.
The reason why I picked that one jumped out to me is that vocal sounds like a top 40 vocal.
Yes.
Like that artist, I don't know who the artist is, but that will elevate any piece of content because it just sounds so fresh.
Yeah, and again, not to keep bringing it, that one's obviously in Portuguese, me chama, and in Portuguese that means call me. So
Cool.
it's a
Mm,
good message.
Yeah,
It's a
love
good
that.
uh, so.
Yeah.
My body tell me something the other day. She tell me say them say chama say. Wahala day, my phone dey ring on her body. Oh gala no one here say I go pay, no pay. Your phone na another one. If no be never bill na hunger. Problem no dey finish, oh so I dey jeje. I just want it. Me I want it. See, I just want it. I know like a drama. I just want it.
Cool.
It's such a growing genre. Like,
Afrobeat is one of the fastest growing genres in the world right now. So,
yes.
it's such an important genre too. But that you're going to be hearing those beats and those vibes in mainstream Western music. You already are, but it's going to get even bigger for sure. So cool
And
to
we
have that.
among these catalogs, I would estimate we probably have at least at bare minimum 10 to 15 Afrobeat albums, and they're all authentic.
That's huge.
Both in English, we have a lot of Nigerian Afrobeat, we have obviously tons of Spanish Afrobeat. So
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's incredibly important genre, along with MENA and LATAM. I mean, I would say these
For sure.
are incredibly important.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're seeing is, you know, Latin influences is it's mainstream pop music now. You
Yes.
see K-pop coming in, which this catalog certainly has some K-pop. I don't think we'll listen to any today, but there is a lot of K-pop. And then Middle East, North Africa is coming in after that. That the world's getting a lot smaller musically. So our
That's
next
right.
catalog, nonstop producer series, I was really drawn to obviously all these catalogs have a lot of things in them, but some of them do something really well. And there was this arena swagger, big sound that really jumped out in this one.
And these catalogs are what, hundreds to thousands of songs in each catalog, right?
Oh, all a minimum
Yeah.
of
Yeah. Yeah.
thousands.
Thousands. Yeah.
Some many, many, many thousands.
Great. Okay, let's listen to this one.
How I get it done, it's a doozy. There's nothing they could do to me. When I'm on the scene, it's a movie. All over the place like I'm moody. And I look like a bankroll. That's money in my place, I can't go. What they want, that's me, but you can't touch. I'm too legit and I'm too much. In a world full of chaos, I bring the calm. Take my name and tattoo your arm. I'm a detonator, I bring the bomb. They love how I ding the dong. Ding dong. That's just how I roll. Gonna make you lose control. That's just how I roll. Gonna make you lose control. That's just how I roll.
Love the pace of that one. You know, a lot of songs need more pace to really drive the picture. That one does not need any more. It's perfect. Got those disco vibes too, which are cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it? Is it pretty common that musicians, especially in Nashville, yeah, need to bump up the BPM usually to make it energetic enough?
Pretty easy to lean back when you need to lean forward for sure.
Yes, this is a high energy ad. Like just so it's so good at that.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Every time I close my eyes, I see what I was born to do. Not losing sleep at night. 5 a.m. in the locker room. Grind my teeth, make a fist. I know I'm gonna win. Wet with sweat on my skin. Bring it on, go all in. I got that blood, sweat, and tears. Not afraid of nothing, yeah, I got no fear. Roll through the fire. I'll do anything to make the crowd go wild.
Love that. It's got the kind of those Black Keys drums, you know, that's in
Hmm.
every ad on the face of the earth, you know,
Yeah.
10 years ago. Love that, never goes out of style. Drives the picture forward. It's got that female empowerment message, which I think is a really, really important and very useful as well. It's very cool.
Absolutely.
Yes, love it. Let's keep going.
Watch me do it. It takes too much to get started. If you take a swing, you'll be starving. You'd be better off taking out garbage. Man, it must be nice to be an artist. Do it as a hobby though. To make some dough, do something a little more rational. Study your math to make cash flow. Sure, you can kiss my. I'm a different breed, a different kind. Don't believe we're gonna walk the line. Unconventional state of mind. Not to mention I'm 25 and I'm in my prime like Optimus. My dreams are big and I'm confident. Through thick and thin, I'm gonna follow it. So shut your mouth, cause I'm done with it. I'm a misfit and I love it. Cause I hear my call, you could tell me there's no way to do what I do. Watch me do it.
I love that.
That one's got sports written all over it.
Yep.
I love to, I mean, anybody that spent time really making music for film understands like the different sections of music that you need for projects. You need a break. You need a loud chorus. You need some time, some space. That song really had that.
Yeah. Editorial moments. That's what they
That's
are.
a better. That
A lot
you
of
said that better than I did.
a lot of good spots to make a cut, you know.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Absolutely. Very percussive and
Yeah, yeah. Frenetic.
That's why a lot of this stuff works for video, but it's made specifically for sync. And so it is definitely an art. Some of these artists that are working on this stuff.
Yeah, the
Okay.
next catalog, Groove Addicts. I really love the just some really good hip hop stuff in this. You know, hip hop genre is an interesting genre because it's generally tough to clear for picture with licensing.
Mhm.
There's usually very complicated rights. There's usually a lot of writers, and so to find pre-cleared, easy to clear hip hop is actually very difficult and very rare. Um, and for it to still be good, right? And
Mhm.
so, you know, we have quite a bit of that in the Soundstripe catalog, but the Warner Chappell Production music catalog, particularly this Groove Addicts catalog, has some amazing stuff.
Taking out suckers and busters, bouncing the bouncers, rushing the ushers. I'm prowling, growling with hunger, putting up numbers, big game hunter. The upper hand, no tricks up my sleeves, no jokes when I flex, they freeze. Charged up, ready to run through like a bulldozer, nowhere to run.
That sounds so good.
Yeah,
So good.
old
It's
school.
like Public Enemy without the thousand samples that you have to clear.
Yeah, and to your point, that's a lot of the clearance issues that
Yeah.
uh, known works deal with.
Yeah, and to recreate that vibe in a clearable, easy to use way is really cool. So that's a really cool song.
Yeah, it's and a fun album as well.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll go
Old
listen to that full
yeah,
album.
old school, old school 80s, 90s
Hmm.
throwback.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Very cool. Good example of some of these regional sounds blending into what we would call mainstream Western music. You're going to see a lot more of that, and Warner Chappell Production Music's been is ahead of the curve on that. That's a really cool track.
Love it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we have a lot of world beat as well.
Yeah.
Picking roses in the garden. Pick my heart up off the floor now, honey. Baby, I'm just getting started. Driving with the top down at midnight. Ooh, 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 ooh. Tell me what to do. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah. I'm flying.
Love his voice.
I love
Uh,
that.
Yeah,
yeah, like those type of songs can uh very easily be cheesy.
yeah,
And
Hmm.
that one is not. It's really cool. If you're an indie filmmaker, I could totally see that being used either as a feature or even a background in a bar. It's a very useful
yeah.
vibe.
Lo-fi neo soul is re especially with TikTok. You know,
Huge.
it's huge, so it's great for, and it also like you were saying, for in-scene usage with or without the vocal, is it doesn't compete with the dialogue.
Yeah,
So
for
it's
sure.
good for that as well.
Really cool.
Love that.
Our fourth catalog. Is this Valo or Valo, Dean?
I pronounce it Velo.
Valo, the other option. Okay.
Many ways to pronounce an A.
All right.
Lord knows I'm a bad lad, unproblematic. Lord knows I'm a bad lad, mellow, psychotic. Lord knows I'm a bad lad, unproblematic. Lord knows I'm a bad lad, mellow, psychotic.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we had that, the song from Nonstop. That's Just How I Roll, which had that fast pace. This one has that same drive, but in a completely different genre, right? Like, you can
Yeah,
totally see chase scene or some sort of ads, fast moving, little edgy. Really, really cool. Really, really cool track.
and even drum and bass, hip hop,
Mhm.
and again tying into, like you were saying, the editorial moments, the lyric, run the streets, it even
Yeah,
literally
totally.
almost describes the sound of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And
Dean,
Velo
what do you
is very artist driven catalog too, right?
Oh, it's all artists. All of them are working artists.
that was what I was going to ask. Like, how do you go about putting this together? There's an A&R team, I'm sure, at Warner Chappell Production Music, just like a label. And you're contacting, you're working with artists to come up with this stuff. Like, can you explain a little bit of that process?
Yeah, I'm not officially a producer, but have made a lot of albums over the years and whatnot. But one thing that I've found that's great about this company, and this isn't always the case by any means, is that people only do areas that they have sheer expertise in. It's not like you're gonna have a singer-songwriter do a hip hop album like that last track.
Yeah.
It is people that are already actively doing it, and we already have numerous examples of their work in these genres. So, that's a lot of it. And it's just, we have a list of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, probably well into the thousands and thousands of composers, singers, musicians. Because, like as you alluded to at the beginning, so many of these, in an era when a lot of music is made in the box, all
Yeah.
on Pro Tools or Logic, a lot of this stuff is played live.
Mm.
So
You can tell the difference.
Which gives another feel to it,
yeah,
a better feel.
yeah. So
Love it. Thanks for that.
Nobody stop this. If I really want it, I'ma get it like a draft pick. Chosen, never too choosy. All you do is talk out the side of your neck. About to call my girl and hit you with the exit. On top dirty, you can say what you want, but I don't play fair, need to play if you want to. Cause I'm about to step into the freakum.
I could literally just listen to that.
It makes me feel good.
I wanted to keep going.
It's another one where that artist is that's a top 40 sound for sure. It's really cool.
Love that. Okay. That's awesome.
Such a good example of the variety in the catalog to go from what we were listening to that. Both high
Straight,
quality.
yeah, Americana singer-songwriter, and the truth is, and I'm not just saying this, this is true for all of these categories we're playing. There is massive range, truly, truly.
Hmm.
It's awesome.
And I was just noticing just the level of detail. The drums are real. You know, they're like somebody played them, and which gives a little bit less perfect sound, which makes it more human. You know, like that track was very human and emotive, and I think it's hard to get with a person in a bedroom programming all of that stuff. You're going to have a different outcome, which is fine for certain types of music, but when you need this, it's like there's just something about it's very difficult to replace.
Yeah, and music supervisors love that. Because like you say, it can't be faked, really.
Right.
Yeah, we're obviously in a world where AI is becoming more important, and in many ways we're moving towards that. I think it makes sounds like what we just heard more valuable, and stand out more, that human element. El Bror, which I just learned how to pronounce 35 minutes ago, is our final and fifth catalog. This catalog is incredibly versatile. There's music from all kinds of genres, just like that's pretty much a theme we've been picking up here. There was a lot of really cool, like epic cinematic stuff. I don't think this first one is necessarily that, but there's just so much epic cinematic stuff that I thought was really, really cool from this catalog.
All right.
There's gotta be a better way. We've all got a right to a life and a right to a place to exist. Everybody wants a better day. We can get along, there's no one that can tell us we should not get a chance. We spend every part of our day just trying to survive and get through. We're just looking for a place where we belong. We found a way back home. We find a way back home. Getting tired of the running, we're finished and we wanna go home. Find a way back home.
19-year-old Travis was very happy to be listeing to this.
I love the Irish.
Yeah.
Home is such a yeah. We put this one in because our host Lauren is a huge fan of Irish punk, and so this is specific for her.
Love it.
Home is such a useful theme when it comes to music and picture, and so there's a bunch of different ways over the years that we've all heard that theme get attacked from a music perspective. This is the first time I've heard it from an Irish punk band, so very useful.
Yeah, and again, authentic.
Exactly. Yeah.
One of their composers is Brian Paul O'Mahony.
There it is.
This is a real Celtic guy.
Awesome.
Love it. Okay.
Amethyst shine, aura so bright, frequency high. I love my life. Internet star, dominate charts. I'll bite, no bark. I love my car. No hits in the computer. My music make big bags of moolah. Karma lit, sit next to Buddha. Queen bear set to lead the future. Eyes on my neck, giving frostbite. Dominate all time favorite. Top 500K top line. Ramp up the plot line. So famous, can be seen offline. On tour.
I love like the mix of there's almost like some hyper pop mixed with hip hop in there. That's really unique, really. And again, that vocal, I mean, the artist is great. Really cool stuff.
Great, great catalog. Elbor is actually from Germany, the catalog.
Okay.
They're based.
Okay, that makes
Oh,
sense.
wow. So are
This is
there
our last
artists
one.
mostly from Germany?
Oh no, they're from all over. A lot of them are U.S. based. Elbor just happens to be in Germany. That's why they excel at those very European
Yeah,
uh, kind of synth pop, EDM, hyper pop,
house.
all those genres, and they
Mm,
have phenomenal. Not every composer artist is German, but the production companies out of Germany,
yep.
phenomenal.
All
This is
right.
our last song. It's a great one to end on because it's kind of captures that epic cinematic vibe that I was mentioning.
Space, darkness, time. At some point, you lose all concept of it. Look. Lost in space, I'm surrounded by darkness. I'm surrounded. Nothing left to lose, I'm going hard, I'm heartless. I'm heartless. I'm taking on all challenges, I win regardless. I win. Rest the hell to all my pain, you can smell the carcass. You can smell it. Beast mode, risk it all, going rogue. Terrified, but I feel alive, and I'm on the rise, I'm in eat mode. Defeat mode, win it all, cheat code. Vilified, but I still survive, and I earn a prize, my crown gold. I came here to take it, I'ma take it all. I fought up from the bottom, I refuse to fall. This is for the ones who had a doubt. On a mission with ambition, time to show what I'm about. Beast mode, beast mode. I came to take it all, I'm in beast mode. Beast mode, beast mode. I came to take it all, I'm in beast mode. Beast mode.
Love that. Mixing that hip hop with the neoclassical, that's kind of really useful gold, honestly.
But
And
yeah,
you guys do have we are I know one of the things that we wanted to bring into our catalog was more trailer-esque
Mm.
oh,
music, which so that's one example, but I believe we have quite a bit of
oh,
that coming in.
we in the Elbor catalog there, and it's not all vocal. I mean,
Cool.
it's true tons of epic hybrid neoclassical and many because there are 350 plus albums in that catalog. There are tons of incredible, truly incredible trailer albums that are used in massive campaigns all the time.
That's
So
awesome. Definitely something to earmark for our customers because that's something that we haven't had a ton of in the past, and so this is a new opportunity to tap into a really high level catalog for sure.
I was going to ask as we've kind of rounded the corner here, we're done listening to music, but Dean, I mean, are there any other genres that, I mean, there's tons, obviously, but like, what did we miss listening today? Like, there's so much more to discover in this catalog. It's almost overwhelming.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
folk and country that we didn't really touch today, like news music that's, like so authentically Channel 5 news. It's
Oh,
can you talk about some of those obscure genres that we may have not touched on today?
yeah. Well, tons of all the pop subgenres. Uh,
Right.
like Josh, you mentioned hyperpop, for example, but um, beats driven pop, infinite permutations of kind of the hip hop, neo soul, soul, but even like you briefly alluded to the Black Keys for one of the beats, but we have tons of garage rock. We have so much hard rock and metal with authentic vocals. We have, we played that one Americana folk song, but we have so much um feel good music like Khruangbin and singer-songwriter and gentle, easygoing folk, and tons of both more traditional contemporary Christmas holiday music, you know, epic trailer music, tropical beats. I mean, it's almost impossible to answer. I mean, like I said, EDM, and we only played a tiny sliver of the international music we have. We have whole hip hop albums in Russian, so all sorts of languages, Russian, Japanese, uh, on and on and on. We have a Mandarin pop album that was used in like the new latest Karate Kid movie. So I mean, it's just all over the place. I mean,
Awesome.
unless there are specific genres, I'm pretty confident, unless it's such the most minuscule, narrow niche in the world, uh, we probably have it covered in some capacity. I mean, because tons of German pop, a lot in French, like a thing called Yi Yi music that was big in the 60s, but contemporary versions of that. So tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of music.
Love that.
And I mean, I can't emphasize that enough, that if you explore the catalogs, um, it's it's really diverse.
Mm,
Awesome.
it's amazing. Thank you for
Great.
that.
Yeah.
Well, we're done with music, so Lauren, do you want to transition us into the Q&A section?
Absolutely. Let's get started. Okay, so a handful of questions. Start with all of these examples have been really cool with vocals. Are there vocalist tracks as well in the collection? Which I did think we touched on a little bit, but we can get more into that.
Yes, there are. Number one, as I said in the very beginning, all of these tracks have instrumental versions. Uh, Separate from that, we have many, 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 many albums, hundreds of albums among these that are instrumental only, like a lot of those trailer albums I alluded to.
Mm.
And a lot of genres are completely instrumental. They're designed specifically as underscore. There are no vocal versions for. So I think that hopefully answers the
Yeah, I think
question.
it does.
I mean, and again, in genres across the board.
Yeah. All right, this one is probably for Josh and Travis. Do Warner Chappell Production music tracks cost more than Soundstripe songs?
Uh, when it comes to single use licensing, it's the same cost. And I believe if so it starts at I think $49 and goes up to you know higher if you want broadcast licenses and things like that. So
Great. All right. Which of these global genres and sounds you mentioned are most likely to make client projects feel future forward? Josh, I think you could probably do that one.
Yeah, I mean, we touched on this a little bit. There's a few genres that are certainly on the beginning of their kind of global dominance, I would say. Afrobeats is certainly on its way and doing its thing, but it's still growing. I think anything from the Middle East and North Africa, the MENA region, as it's called,
mm.
it is from the Gulf all the way to Egypt, Tunisia, anything coming from those areas. For me personally, that's where things are moving. I think you're starting to see Indian influence as well. If you listen to Ed Sheeran's most recent record, which I think he recorded a lot of it over there with a lot of Indian artists, you're starting to see that come into pop music. So if you're wanting something, if you have a brand that you're working with or a project that wants to be, hey, this is fresh music perspective, I think those are the genres that jump out.
And follow up to that, are any of these genres trending on TikTok right now?
Certainly Afrobeats. Dean, you mentioned one. Maybe it was Afrobeats you mentioned.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
Afrobeat, lo-fi, like you said,
Lo-fi.
Eastern pop, like kind of like those global beats albums, world beat albums that we have. But yeah, all of the above. I mean, there are other things as well, but
Sure.
lo-fi and kind of calm, relaxing music, but definitely Afrobeat. Because again, I think a lot of that is from a music perspective because it doesn't overwhelm.
Yeah,
You know, you can gently play it and feel the pulse, but it's not it doesn't completely cloud the whole image.
very true.
Okay, next question. How do I find different genres of Warner Chappell production music tracks, like low energy, cinematic versus all of these high energy options that we've heard today?
Travis, you want that one?
Yeah, I think it will just be on the platform, so you can use all the filtering that we have, just like you would with our normal Soundstripe catalog. You can filter out, and I just think we added. Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, but to be able to exclude Soundstripe music or Warner Chappell music to make it much easier to clean up some of the user experience on that. So it's definitely a lot easier, and it's going to become much more easier as time goes on. But yes, there's tons of lo-fi and chill stuff. You would just type, there's several ways to search within our own app. You can use the check mark filters. You can use AI search. You can type it in the search bar. There's several ways to get there. There's also a ton of playlists that we have in the playlist section that will kind of hopefully get you to what you're looking for quickly. And if not, you can always jump on live chat and say, hey, I'm looking for this. Help me out, and we would be happy to help you.
Great. All right. Do Warner Chappell production music songs have the same licensing terms as Soundstripe songs?
Ah, not almost. With a couple of exceptions, and that's for large enterprise companies. All we have to do is, we have a partnership through Warner Chappell Production Music. We're in great communication with them, and there's I'd say about a 24-hour process in order to make sure that you're covered, they're covered, everybody's good to go. And so there's a quick approval process that happens for large enterprise companies. For everyone else, it's fairly standard.
Right. Okay. How do I give an artist credit for these Warner Chappell production music tracks? So I guess the specific artist, not the catalog.
Great
Great
question.
question. The artist is listed, I believe, right? In our app. If the artist is listed, then you would give him credit in the same way that you would credit a Soundstripe artist.
That's correct. I think the artist should be listed in the song itself. Warner probably they may categorize it as slightly different from an album perspective, an artist perspective than we made at Soundstripe. But yeah, I think the artist should be there for sure.
Right. Let's see. Which brands have used these catalogs, or have there been any cool placements that we can share?
Great. Maybe that's a Dean question.
Yeah, so
So many.
so many. I mean, I believe it was you, Lauren, or maybe Travis alluded to like it was used in Anora. It's been in the latest Superman film. It's been, all over the Hallmark Channel. It's been
Yep.
on Fox, CBS, Netflix, NBC, you know,
All of
all
it.
over the place.
And I do,
Literally every network.
yeah, and I do
Um,
know that there have been digital placements like with Chewy and UPS. Um, a lot
oh,
more. Those are the two that I can think of off the top of my head.
yeah, massive. I mean, I can't name enough, car commercials or lifestyle commercials or um, truly all over TV, infinite sports usages. We had several songs used in Super Bowl commercials this last year,
Mm.
and generally do each year. But so it's all over the place.
Basically,
It's
where is it not, essentially?
yeah, yeah, kind of, yeah, kind of, yeah. I mean, you know, but it's we work very hard at it. The whole team, the incredible composers, producers, artists.
Right.
We partner with just amazing talents.
Great. Okay, next one. Are there stems for these Warner Chappell production music songs? I love all the vocals, but may not be able to use them in certain instances.
Well, if that's for me, as stems is technically separate from instrumental mixes. We do have, if the vocals don't work, we have the instrumental mixes available for all of them. You should have all of them. Um, Stems we do have as far as uh, Soundstripe's access. That I don't know what your current access to them is, but we do have them for a huge percentage of the tracks. Anything produced in the last several years, we would have. But as far as Soundstripe, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that I do believe we have stems for a big number of them of the songs, but not all of them, based on maybe what the albums or the type of music it is and so forth. So, but I do believe they're and I think from a technology standpoint, more stems are coming. We'll be able to slice and dice. I think in the coming months or year, I look to that as we go forward. I think that should be something we invest into. Thank you.
I have two more questions for you. Do you have any music that's completely royalty free and can be used more than once by an individual creator?
Okay. Well, that is a great question. So it's a little bit of a tangent, and that royalty free does not fully exist. And the term royalty free was invented by people that were Googling or using SEO back in the early 90s and things like that. So there's not such a thing called copyright free music or something. Every song is copyrighted by the U.S. law. Now it could be something from the different country or something like that may exist. But for the customer, they're not paying any. You're not paying any extra royalties that are associated. That's the royalties are usually paid by the broadcaster, such as the networks and things like that. So like ABC would be paying that they already pay the performing rights organizations, which would be BMI, CSAC, and ASCAP. So it's a little bit of nerddom, but as far as the customer, you do not owe any more royalties on Soundstripe. There was probably a second part to that question, Lauren, that I missed.
Let me go back
Or
and
maybe
look.
not.
Can it be used more than once by an individual creator?
Okay, so you just need to come back and license it again. There are single use licenses for and we do that for a couple reasons. Also if you're putting it on YouTube, you need a code for that. To make sure that the clearance happens and you don't get in trouble by YouTube or Content ID or anything like that. So that's one of the reasons we do that. So single use licenses is what we do here at Soundstripe, and believe that that's better all around for the artist as well. Think it's a more fair thing than taking the song and using it for 100 different projects. So that's
And before I,
that's
oh,
my
sorry.
opinion.
Okay.
Yep,
Before
go
we move
ahead.
on
Sorry.
to the next question, I just want to clarify one thing about the stems for Warner Chappell Production music songs. Currently, there are no stems in the app for those songs, but they are coming. So don't
Okay.
go looking
Thank
for any
you.
quite yet, but they will be there. But yeah, the background, um, the um, definitely
Instrumental
the instrumental
mixes.
track, yes. Though not for all vocals, but most, yes.
Thanks for clarifying. I thought it in the beginning we talked about stems, but yeah, it should be
They're coming.
um, coming.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, so last question. As a customer, I'm familiar with Soup. Do Warner Chappell Production music songs come up in those results as well?
That would be a question for
They they do.
product.
I
They
can
do.
answer that. They do.
Great.
Yes. I confirmed that before asked. So, anyway, that is our last question. So we can wrap it up.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Dean, again for being here. Your knowledge of this catalog is is vast, and I learn something new every time I talk to you. And thank you to the folks that joined the call today. I know you have a lot of options in this space, and thank you for taking an hour of your time to listen to some music with us. We really, really do appreciate you, and I do hope you find a value. Go listen to this music. There's a lot there. It will. You cannot listen to it in a day. I've been on this project for a year, and I'm still learning new things about how deep this catalog goes. So I hope you find it useful in your projects to come. And thank you all, and happy holidays. So
Thank you, everyone. You will receive a recording of the webinar in a follow-up email, so keep an eye out for that. And again, thank you so much. We're so glad you were able to join us.
awesome.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.